Michael Jordan won a championship. He won 6 in 15 years. He won a championship 2 out of every 3 years. Think about that. So I'm sorry. He won a championship every 2.5 years.
Right.
So every 3 seasons, he was raising up the Larry O'Brien trophy. You know, I mean, he did it 6 straight, essentially. But still. And Rob, let's keep it real. 2 of those seasons, I mean, if people want to get technical, LeBron was hurt some of the years in LA, okay. But I would say two of Jordan's seasons, Rob, the second year he came back with like 18 games left or 17 left.
You can't even count that as a season.
Right.
I'm dead serious. You can't.
And and then he came back from baseball.
Right.
And played like 18 games, and they got
those are 2 seasons.
Those
Chris.
are 2 seasons. So he had 11 seasons with the Bulls, like 11 full seasons with the Bulls, and won 6.
That's more than half.
More than half. And like you said, LeBron is 4 in 19 years at this point.
And if he plays 3 or 4,
if they don't win it this year, he's winning it 1 out every 5 years. Jordan won twice as many, according to the math. You know what I'm saying? In terms of per year, right? He's winning them every 2.5 years. LeBron's winning them every 5 years if he doesn't win it this year. But I'm just objectively looking at it, Rob. He did not dominate the NBA, not close, to the way Jordan did. He just didn't. I mean, individually, Jordan led the league in 13 times in a category, Rob. 10 times in scoring, 3 times in steals. LeBron's led in 2 categories. Twice, like once in scoring and once in assists. We talked about the winning. Remember when LeBron had the great run in the East and he got to the finals 8 straight years? He locked the East down. The East belonged to him. Problem is Michael Jordan did that with the whole league. Jordan was a better defender.
Yes. Chris.
Played Defensive Player of the Year, 9-time All-Defensive Team, LeBron 6-time. I mean, best player in the league, arguably, on both sides of the floor. At least at one year, he was definitely that. MVP and DPO. Wow.
In sports, people can argue about almost anything. Who's the best scorer? Who's the greatest defender? Who had the longest career? But when the ultimate question is asked, who is the greatest of all time? The world already knows. All paths lead to one name, Michael Jordan. Chris Broussard once put it plainly, LeBron James never dominated the NBA. At least not in the way Michael Jordan did. That statement isn't an opinion. It's the sharpest summary of the difference between the 2 men. LeBron, even while praised as the most complete player ever, represents longevity, durability, consistency. Jordan represented something higher. He turned the entire NBA into his personal kingdom. Jordan didn't just win, he dominated. He forced an entire generation of Hall of Famers into submission. Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Patrick Ewing, Reggie Miller, all of them chased the dream of a championship. All of them retired without it because they lived in the age of Michael Jordan. That wasn't just a career. That was a dynasty of one man. LeBron's story sounds impressive on the surface, 8 straight trips to the finals, carrying whichever team he joined into June. But that was only half the truth. The Eastern Conference during those years was weak, depleted of powerhouse rivals. And once LeBron reached the finals, his legacy didn't scream invincible. It showed cracks, losses, collapses, moments that would never be part of Jordan's story. Jordan's difference was simple yet devastating. He didn't just lock down one conference. He locked down the entire NBA. From New York to Indiana, Phoenix to Utah, Seattle to Portland, every challenger, every dream of glory, every title run was extinguished by number 23 inches Chicago Red. That is the difference between a regional ruler and the undisputed emperor of basketball. And that is why, when the letters GOAT are spoken, Jordan is not one name among many. Jordan is the default answer. He is not part of the debate, because he is the end of the debate. Championship efficiency. Jordan doubled LeBron. Numbers don't lie. And when it comes to winning, the numbers scream a truth so loud it silences every argument. Michael Jordan's efficiency as a champion dwarfs LeBron James's. Jordan's Bulls career spanned 11 full seasons. That means that more than half the time Jordan laced up for a full season in Chicago, he ended it by hoisting the Larry O'Brien trophy. Think about that. Every 2.5 years, like clockwork, Jordan raised another banner in the United Center rafters. That's not just dominance, it's inevitability. Now look at LeBron, 19 full seasons and 4 championships to show for it. That's 1 ring every 5 years, half of Jordan's rate. Even worse, the longer LeBron plays, the more the percentage sinks. If he plays 23 or 24 seasons and still ends with only 4 titles, history won't remember the longevity, it will remember the inefficiency. Greatness isn't about how long you can chase, it's about how often you actually catch. And here's where the truth cuts deepest. Jordan's titles came in bunches, in 2 separate three-peats, the rarest accomplishment in basketball. Back-to-back-to-back championships, twice. Only Jordan and Shaq and Kobe's Lakers have ever done it in the modern era. LeBron, he had his chance with the Miami Heat super team, alongside Dwyane Wade and Chris Bosh, a roster loaded with Hall of Fame talent. Instead of a three-peat, he went 2 for 4, losing to Dallas in 2011, crumbling in one of the worst superstar performances in finals history. Opportunity was there. Legacy was waiting. LeBron let it slip. Jordan, on the other hand, never let opportunity slip. When he got to the finals, he finished the job. 6 trips, 6 titles, 6 finals MVPs. No game, 7 seconds needed. No excuses required. Every time the world asked the question, Jordan provided the answer. Perfectly. That is the defining difference. LeBron's story is one of accumulation decades of stats, milestones, highlight reels. Jordan's story is one of concentration seasons of perfection, titles stacked with ruthless efficiency. One is impressive, the other is immortal. So when the debate turns to winning, it doesn't matter how many years LeBron has played, how many points he's scored, or how long he's lasted. What matters is this: Jordan won twice as often, with fewer chances, under more pressure. And that's why Jordan's name isn't just ahead in the GOAT debate, it ends the debate. Jordan dominated the whole league, LeBron only the East. LeBron fans love to chant one stat: 8 straight finals. They parade it like a crown, as if simply reaching the stage is the same as owning it. But peel back the layers and you see the truth: LeBron owned the Eastern Conference. Michael Jordan owned the entire NBA. Yes, LeBron's run through the East is impressive on the surface. He dragged Cleveland teams with Mo Williams and Delonte West. He teamed up with Wade and Bosh in Miami. He kept returning, year after year. But when the calendar flipped to June, his record crumbled. 6 finals losses, sweeps, collapses. A man who dominated half the league, only to be exposed by the other half. Jordan's dominance was different. He didn't just hold the East hostage, he suffocated every challenger across the league. The Knicks? Crushed. The Pacers? Denied. The Suns, led by MVP Charles Barkley? Beaten in 6. The Blazers, with Clyde Drexler? No chance. The Jazz, with Malone and Stockton? 2 tries, 2 failures. Even Shaquille O'Neal's early Magic dynasty fell under Jordan's shadow. That's the difference. LeBron could claim territory in a weakened East. Jordan claimed the entire NBA in its golden era of talent. It wasn't just one conference trembling before him, it was every team, in every city, coast to coast. And look at the Hall of Famers Jordan left empty-handed. Patrick Ewing, Reggie Miller, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Dikembe Mutombo. 10 legends, at least, who never touched a ring because Jordan existed. Not because the East was weak, not because the path was clear, but because number 23 was in the way. Meanwhile, LeBron's finals resume is littered with teams who outclassed him. Dallas in 2011, one of the biggest upsets in NBA history. San Antonio, twice, with Duncan, Parker, Ginobili, dismantling him in 2007 and again in 2014. Golden State sweeping him in 2018. These weren't legends denied by LeBron's hand, they were legends who denied him. That's why Broussard's words ring like a verdict. LeBron never dominated the league the way Jordan did, and it shows. LeBron's reign was regional, Jordan's was universal. When LeBron entered the finals, the story was, can he win? When Jordan entered the finals, the story was, how will he win? That's the gulf between the two men. One inspired questions, the other inspired fear. Jordan's individual superiority, owning the stats LeBron never could. Greatness is not just measured by how long you last. It's measured by how completely you own the game while you're there. And when it comes to individual dominance, Michael Jordan stands so far above LeBron James that the comparison almost feels cruel. 13 times Jordan led the NBA in major statistical categories. 13. 10 times he was the league's scoring champion. 3 times he led the league in steals. Year after year, he planted his flag at the top of the mountain and dared anyone to climb. Nobody could. LeBron, for all his vaunted versatility, for all the praise about being the most complete player ever, he's led the league just twice, once in scoring, once in assists. 2. That's it. Think about that. 19+ seasons, and only twice was he the very best in a category. This isn't nitpicking. This is the essence of domination. Jordan wasn't just present in the league, he owned it. Every season you knew who would take the scoring crown. Every season defenders lived in fear of his hands in the passing lanes. He controlled the game from both ends, piling up league titles like a king, adding jewels to his crown. LeBron's career, by contrast, has been about accumulation, not domination. A steady stream of points, rebounds, and assists over 2 decades has elevated his totals, yes. But totals are a byproduct of time. Jordan didn't need time, he needed opportunity. And when it came, he seized it so thoroughly that no one else could touch the throne. That's why Broussard and Parker hammered the point. Jordan wasn't just winning. He was setting the bar in categories LeBron never came close to owning. For all of LeBron's all-around game, he never once combined scoring supremacy with defensive mastery in the same way Jordan did. He never defined an era statistically. Jordan did. 10 scoring titles. Defensive Player of the Year. MVP. Finals. MVP. Over and over. The resume screams not just greatness, but total superiority. LeBron's stats fill pages. Jordan's stats fill legends. And legends last longer than numbers. The era argument. Why Jordan's competition was tougher than LeBron's. One of the laziest arguments LeBron fans cling to is this. Jordan played in a watered-down era. They say today's players are more athletic, more skilled, more versatile. But the truth? Jordan didn't dominate a weak league. He dominated the most physical, unforgiving, defense-driven era the NBA has ever seen. Yes, today's players can dribble more creatively. Yes, most positions now handle the ball better. But why? Because the rules allow it. Palming, carrying, step backs, gather steps, these are legal cheats that inflate skill sets. Back then, you couldn't get away with it. Back then, defenses had weapons LeBron has never faced. Hand-checking, forearms, elbows, physical contact on every possession. Chris Broussard put it plainly. All the shake-and-bake moves fans love today wouldn't exist if defenders could put a hand in your chest, guide your hips, and shove you off your line. In Jordan's era, defenders could body you the entire length of the floor. Space didn't exist the way it does today. Every bucket was earned in blood and bruises. And look at the opponents. LeBron's finals losses came against dynasties built in modern, player-friendly systems. Jordan's championships came against the toughest lineup of Hall of Fame big men the league has ever seen. Hakeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson, Karl Malone, Shaquille O'Neal. Throw in Stockton, Barkley, Reggie Miller, the list of legends Jordan denied is endless. It wasn't watered down. It was war. The 1,990 seconds were the golden age of team basketball, where every possession demanded precision and every opponent carried a future Hall of Famer. The Knicks' brutality, the bad boy Pistons' violence, the Jazz's execution, the Pacers' grit Jordan cut through them all. LeBron, on the other hand, has benefited from an era of open spacing, three-point explosions, and rules designed to protect stars. He thrives in a game engineered for offense, while Jordan thrived in a game engineered to stop him. And yet Jordan still soared higher. That's why dismissing Jordan's era as weak is not just wrong, it's insulting. He conquered an NBA where defenders had every advantage, where contact was constant, where legends filled the roster of every contender, and still, he walked away undefeated in the finals. So the next time someone says LeBron's competition was tougher, remember, Jordan's rivals were legends with fists, elbows, and Hall of Fame plaques. And he left them all ringless. Consensus versus controversy. Why Jordan united the world while LeBron divides it. There is a difference between being respected and being worshipped. LeBron James is respected, his resume demands it. But Michael Jordan? He was worshipped. He was the one player who commanded universal consensus. Even Chris Broussard admitted it. With Jordan, the debate wasn't really a debate. Players of his era, the ones who fought against him, almost unanimously bowed their heads and called him the GOAT. They didn't argue about all-around ability. They didn't bring up longevity. They saw him up close, and they knew. LeBron's career, by contrast, has been one long tug of war. For every fan who calls him the greatest, there's another who calls him overrated. For every analyst who praises him, there's another who highlights his finals collapses. He is polarizing by nature, admired by some, despised by others. And worst of all, he had to crown himself. After the 2016 finals, LeBron actually said aloud, "That made me the greatest player of all time." Jordan never needed to say it. He never had to beg for validation. His game spoke louder than any microphone. 6 titles, 6 finals, MVPs, a legacy carved into stone. The world crowned him without him ever asking. That is true greatness, the kind that doesn't need marketing, doesn't need narrative, doesn't need self-promotion. Look at how history remembers them. Jordan's Last Dance documentary didn't just entertain, it reconverted an entire generation that never saw him play live. Millennials and Gen Z, raised in the LeBron era, watched Jordan's fire, his perfection, his aura of fear, and they knew instantly. This was different. This was above. This was GOAT. Meanwhile, LeBron still fights for approval. His legacy is debated endlessly, because it was never settled on the court the way Jordan's was. Too many losses, too many excuses, too many cracks in the armor. That's the ultimate separation. Jordan unified the basketball world under his greatness. LeBron divides it. Jordan was greatness accepted. LeBron is greatness debated. And history never immortalizes controversy, it immortalizes consensus. When the dust settles, the name that unites every generation, every era, every culture, will always be the same. Jordan, the final verdict. Why Jordan ends the debate forever. At some point, every debate must end. And in basketball, that ending has already been written. It's written in 6 golden trophies. It's written in a perfect finals record. It's written in the eyes of every opponent who tried to beat him and failed. The greatest of all time is not a matter of opinion. The greatest of all time is Michael Jordan. LeBron James will be remembered as extraordinary. His body, his skill, his longevity, these things are undeniable. But his story is riddled with asterisks. 6 finals losses, collapses that scarred his legacy, super teams that still came up short. He is admired, respected, even loved, but he is not feared. And fear is what separates the great from the immortal. Jordan's story is different. 6 finals, 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs, 2 three-peats, MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same season, 10 scoring titles, 9 all-defensive first teams. He didn't just win, he made winning inevitable. He didn't just dominate, he made domination look effortless. He didn't just play the game, he defined it. And perhaps the most telling truth of all, Jordan never needed to declare himself the GOAT. The world declared it for him. The consensus was unanimous, across eras, across generations, across continents. When people speak his name, there is no hesitation, there is no division, there is only recognition of the truth. So let the noise continue. Let LeBron's fans argue stats, longevity, and off-court influence. Let them stretch narratives until they break. None of it changes the reality burned into history. Jordan stands alone. Jordan ends the debate. Jordan is the measure by which every other player is judged, and by which every other player falls short. The final verdict is simple. Michael Jordan is not just the GOAT of his era, he is the GOAT of every era. Past, present, future, his throne remains untouched. His legacy, eternal. Case closed. The crown belongs to Jordan forever.